Hello everybody, we're back. Feels good to be back. It's a bit intimidating, like having to come up with stuff every day to like draw, if we're not doing like lesson content. But anyways, we'll talk about that in a second. Hello everyone, happy, what is it, Sunday. It is currently the 28th, 7:30 p.m. CST. We're on time, we're on it today. All is well. Beautiful. Honestly, today was like a crazy great day. Woke up on time, had a good breakfast. I actually have two announcements to make. Wow, a lot of announcements that we'll talk about in just a second. Hung out with my friends a tiny bit, got boba to celebrate, had a really good dinner, worked out. All is well, all is normal. You can't really go wrong with a day like that. But yeah, so first announcement today. Let's see, actually, I wasn't really prepared to talk about this because I wasn't even thinking about it, but we could probably do it. What if I could put GIFs in, let's see if we can. I can. Okay, that's GIF 1. And then GIF 2. Image 2. GIF. Okay, this is text. There we go. Okay, cool. Yes, okay. And then we'll make these a bit bigger. You guys deserve some high quality streams. Then again, I'm not really good at that, am I? Cool. Yeah, we'll kind of space these out. I don't know. So yeah, I've hinted about it in the past about how I've been working on a secret project relating to drawing and programming. And I'm very happy to announce that today I've made a major milestone. So major, in fact, that I can actually tell you guys what one part of the project is. We're going to go over here to this screen. So these are two GIFs of what the project looks like so far. I'm not sure how much I said in the past about it, but basically I've been doing math, tons of math, because there's tons of ways of doing this. But basically I wanted to make an online tool to help people visualize intersections of primitives. These primitive shapes include spheroids, so not just a normal sphere, but it's kind of like squashed and stretched sphere. So yeah, spheroids, cuboids, so kind of rectangular as well. Pyramids, those are like, you know, pyramidal prisms or whatever they're called. I don't know the official name. And then cylinders, which I actually realize I haven't coded a lot of yet, and that's actually gonna be quite difficult. I think we'll see. Oh yeah. Huh. Oh wait, no, because it's really just a projected circle, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, oh yeah, that's super easy. Actually, okay, the circle cap on the top may be difficult, and then a cone. Same thing there. Cone actually will probably be the most difficult. But yeah, I've been studying analytical geometry and linear algebra because I have not learned those yet. It's really close to calculus 3, at least a lot of linear is, so I'm not too stressed about it. Like especially with like projections and stuff, like spaces, like not state spaces, but whatever it's called. Those are a bit strange, and I haven't gotten used to those totally, but then again, this project doesn't require a lot of it. I can go into tons of detail about the math. What you're seeing right now is I'm actually using a library called, first off, it's coded this is a browser-based extension, so this is JavaScript 3.js, and using React on the side for the UI and stuff, or I may use Dat GUI, I don't know. Regardless, yeah, the intersections you see are powered by 3BVH CSG. That's another library. Basically, BVH stands for, I think, what is a binary visualization hierarchy, and CSG just stands for, oh my gosh, constructive solid geometry. Basically, those two words together mean on every axis of every object, we're casting a ray. And then based on what that ray hits first, so if it hits one side of the sphere or one side of the square first, we then do that operation. And since this is an intersection operation instead of subtraction, union, or difference, or difference, union, or addition, it then does that with the raycast, what it passes through, in the order that it passes through on every axis, and use BV. That's more CSG, but it's more BVH. Sorry, because BVH says, okay, there's a ton of objects in the scene, so we're going to group them together. That's what makes the hierarchy. It's a tree, and then that kind of optimizes the ray tracing there. And that's a lot of words for saying it's quite complex. My version that I coded that I actually used, and I'll pop it in here as well. Oh my gosh. Too many things in the way. Images. Here we go. Boom. Boom. I originally did this project in Unity, and then I moved to 3.js because I didn't know there was a framework good enough for this. This is my first attempt in Unity using my own math. As you can see here, it worked out quite well. But yeah, this is just using parametric equations for spheres. Now, sphere-sphere intersections are super easy, and I'm now actually working on the math for plane-to-plane and plane-sphere intersections, which I actually have solved. I just need to implement it now, and I think just to save resources, I'm going to make mine entirely and not use BBH CSG, because that is a bit costly. I don't think someone on their browser or phone should be doing ray tracing. I think that's excessive, because this is meant for Boolean Boolean interactions. It's not meant for something as simple as drawing a line. It's meant for like actually causing like a divot inside the sphere. And then also 3.js comes with some good intersection libraries for just intersection detection. So I'm coding that myself. But yeah, this was a major breakthrough. I will be making a video once this is finished. And then there's another tool that is actually much easier to make than this. I'm starting with the harder one so I can kind of get a feel for it. That will also be released on this website. Once again, I'm super hyped. If you guys have any questions, please drop in the comments, drop it in chat. I'd love to talk about this. I'm super nerdy about it. In fact, we're going to go just to show you guys like how much this has taken. Oh shoot. I'll like separate the real pages, because this is like from scratch all the math I've done so far. This is basically a plane-plane intersection right here. For every plane, I actually don't define a plane by anything but its vertices, as you see up here. Then you calculate the point of intersection, and then based on that, you construct a parametric equation. And for the point of intersection, 1 must equal 0 for it to be an easy solution. I'm not going to do all the other crazy stuff. So then, these are the cases for that. And then finally, you can get a value for the parametric equation by solving for this. And then for every vertice, you do something called, I forgot the name of it. It's an algorithm for detecting, Sutherland-Hodgman algorithm. Basically, it's detecting if a point exists within a polygon or not on the same plane. Thank God it's on the same plane, because otherwise I would have to do some more projection, which we don't want to do that. And so using Sutherland-Hodgman and then my vertex method, that's why the planes are defined by their vertices. We can not only detect when planes are inside of these polygons that we make of vertices that we call planes, but we could also do that for circles, because the way I'm doing circles is circles aren't continuous in computers. So you have to do it via, oh my gosh, what is it called? Oh God, my internet's dropping. You have to do it by vertex. It's a group of edges, right? And also I'm gonna delete those 2 images now, but yeah, I can talk your ears off about it. I'm super excited, and once again, please just drop a comment, ask me at all. Also, I'm getting a bitrate warning that may be on OBS's end actually, which I'm a bit worried about. Oh, interesting. Well, if there's a bitrate issue for you guys, that's visual, so I'm not too worried about the audio. Because yeah, what is like the bitrate for audio? I can't remember what it's called. Anyways, enough nerding out. We're here to do art. I was literally coding that before this. I was like, oh shoot, I have to stream. But yeah, today's stream. So that was the first announcement, and then the second announcement was that tomorrow I'm getting a book, and I think between here and lesson 5, we're gonna do a lot of what that book is gonna teach us. Not for like a whole week, not for like an entire arc, not like for what lesson 4 took me like 2 months, 3 months. We're not gonna do all that, right? We're gonna do like 1 or 2 weeks. In fact, I go back to school in like 3, so yeah, it's not gonna be that intense. I just want something to wean me in back to drawing. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Anyways, please let me know if there's any visual stuff going on. I'm getting a lot of errors on my end. Could be internet, could be whatever. But yeah, I got boba today to celebrate that major milestone. Because technically speaking, 3BVH, as long as you can make a brush with some geometry, can do that now. But instead what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the same kind of geometry. Now I can make my own easily as well. But as long as I have vertices for something, if it's a planar object, like a rectangular prism or just a prism in general, we can craft that. I've just finished Drawbox lesson 2. Intersections and textures were painful. Rather do 250 boxes again. I cannot tell you how much I agree with that, Diaz. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I finished lesson 2, I also told Delano, the mod here, that I was like, not that I'm never gonna do it again, but whew, I'd rather do 200. I'd rather do 500 boxes. But it builds character. And plus, you're gonna need textures later down the line, sadly. But it does. I'm not gonna say it gets easier, but it gets more fun because like textures is as monotonous as the 250 box challenge, and as difficult as a lesson should be. And plus, boxes are just so important too. I still need to do the 250 cylinder challenge. So, Kat, I'm assuming that means you're moving into the fabled lesson 3. Oh, geez, that was an awful line. Ugh. Also, congratulations, Kat. That passing lesson 2 is a feat in finishing lesson 2, let alone passing. It's a feat in and of itself. Most people don't get that far. Yeah, intersections. I'm not going to say they were easy. They were easier than textures, but I was also super burnt out at that point too. Yeah, I'm just, I'm assuming that's waiting for a critique. But I would be eating for a critique as well. But yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, I think my person who did my lesson 2 critique probably went a tiny bit easier on me, given how. Yeah, no, you're good. See, that's pretty good. Yeah, oh, why did I double up on the back line? Whatever, I need more line practice. So I really focus up when I'm doing my boxes or my lines. Yeah. That feeling of completing lesson 2, I also finished like a really difficult semester in school. So it just felt really good. Like that whole era. Then again, I was also, that's when I started the channel, is when I began completing lesson 2, so taking it seriously. Uh-oh. Move that up a bit, or out a bit, I should say. That'll be good enough. There's that kind of subtle debate in my head if I'm ever going to finish the optional challenges of Drawbox. Like the 250 cylinder, all that. Most people would quit during the middle of lesson 2. I think it's because of textures. Yes. No. Yes, I completely agree. And I've seen some of the data. Mainly because I looked at lesson 2 submissions, or like lesson 2 submissions compared to every other submission consistency. That's where most people fall off. I'm not gonna like say that a lot because I don't want people to think lesson 2 is horrible, it's awful. Because it's really, it is tough, but it's not like the end of the world. It's not this insurmountable thing. But it's definitely a crazy change in pace compared to lesson 1 and even the 250 box challenge. And in a bit of a Machiavellian way, I do see it as a bit of a filter for people who actually are going to take the, journey that is art seriously. Because once you complete lesson 2, you're not doing Drawbox just because you want to be good at art. Or, it's not that like childish, I want to do art. It's the more mature, I'm going to build habits and I'm going to really put in my all to get better at art. I made a mess of textures, but I still pulled through. That's like the Drawbox spirit right there. Like, sure, there are submissions that are like objectively crazy good. Like, these people are like comic artists, but I'd say a majority, including mine, we're just novice attempts at learning something, and that's the point. And that's why at the end of my lesson 2 video as well, I say that there's a secret mission in not only this assignment or lesson of Drawbox, but all of Drawbox, which is getting used to making mistakes and kind of submitting to the process. Wow, My circles are really stiff. I need to loosen up. I've been super shaky today. I don't know why. Whew. Yeah, look at that. I woke up shaky. Actually, no, I had like a lot of tea today, and I'm shaky probably because of that. All the caffeine, I guess. Yikes. Ah. Whatever. Let's also bring the camera a bit closer. Whoosh. Look at that. Cool. Oh, maybe that's a bit too close. Like the camera's right in front of my stuff. I couldn't really see that well. I really love this new camera. It's the Anker Con 200 or Con F, I guess should say, for those who are interested. On the more personal side of things, today I've continued playing Talos Principle, but I'm actually playing the DLC for the first game because I never finished it. I literally got to like the last 3 puzzles and then didn't finish it, but Road to Gehenna, sorry, I'm not sure if I specified that. And I'm trying to 100% it right now. Whew. Sometimes I get an urge to draw a box whenever I see paper. We're infected. You know, we have the we can't stop ourselves. And what's up? Is that Anatole or Anatole? I'm gonna say Anatole, but welcome. Hello. Welcome to the channel, both of you, because I'm not sure if I've seen either of you here before. Yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. Yikes, my ellipses are not doing well. Anatole. Okay, Anatole, thank you. Do people ask you that a lot, Anatole? And also, I feel like I've butchered literally every name that's jumped into this channel. I really feel bad. I'm the one slowly working through your past streams and marking all the... That's you? Oh my gosh! Wait, no way! Dude. Oh my gosh, I can't go to my notifications area. Where is it? Oh my gosh, shout out. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, so I usually try to make a habit of doing that. Yeah, also, my streams are not like educational, so don't feel like... You don't have to. I'm not going to stop you, but don't feel the pressure. But I'm super thankful for you doing that, because I want to make sure even the past streams that they're all pretty consistent time-wise. Thank you so much for that. Whew. My ellipses are tough today. Whew. But yeah, I don't expect a lot of people to watch my VODs. But I still like timestamp them, because if you're gonna watch it, might as well make it easy to watch, right? No one wants to watch the 5 minutes of me doing that, and maybe people don't want to watch the warm-up, or they just want to watch the lesson directly, right? Also, guys, so look away if you're a bit squeamish to, like... I'm not gonna say, like, this is a major burn or scab or anything, but I got stung by a jellyfish, so here it is. It's not that bad, but it's definitely like raised. Look at that bump right there on my skin. It's killing me, so I may have to take a break midstream to put some more medicine on it. But yeah, I've started and stopped Drawbox a million times, so I've been watching to see how you're approaching the lessons. Okay, awesome, huge. Yeah, honestly, the thing, like, I was having really big trouble with lesson 2. And I always, since I left high school, had a urge, not urge, but like I really wanted to make a channel or something that like helped teach people something. And the original plan for this channel was to teach people like exercises and calisthenics, but I ended up going down the art route because I felt like I needed something a bit more to express myself. And lesson 2 would have taken probably infinitely longer if I didn't start streaming. So having the buddy system, really checking in every day to try to get some of it done saved me a lot. Oh my gosh, my hand itches so bad, guys. Maybe we'll cut today's stream short, mainly because we have a big stream tomorrow, and yikes. These ellipses are not inspiring me at all. We could just texture the bee we did yesterday, or we could do a new bug today. I'm still debating on what we want to do. Given how horrible my ellipses are today, Getting a bit better. Thanks. I keep going away to itch my hand. It's so bad. Why are jellyfish so powerful? Like, I get it. Sting me. I'm not a predator. It was a warning shot, right? But why is it still hurting? Let's see. When did I get stung? Let me go look at my phone real quick. Because I remember I took a picture. I was taking pictures the same day I got stung. So if I find one of those pictures, I can find... Here we are. July 21st. It has been a week since I've been stung by this jellyfish, and it's like, this is probably the worst it's hurt so far. Jeez. Yeah, by the way, it was a mob stinger for anyone who's interested. Very common in the Mediterranean. Jeez. And just as a PSA, because I'm not sure if people are joking whenever they say it, do not pee on jellyfish stings, guys. Do not pee on it. It can make it hurt even more. You're supposed to scrape off, if there are stinging cells, scrape off the stinging cells gently. And I think you're supposed to put distilled water on it. I can't remember. But yeah. Basically, your job while it's there is to get rid of the stinging cells. Yeah, that circle is a bit better. I kind of miss our friend Fatima. I haven't seen her in a while. She would probably give a wonderful, some fun facts about jellyfish. A jellyfish construction would be kind of cool. I couldn't really imagine it. I don't think it'd be too awesome, too fun. But doing like arrow type things for its appendages would be pretty cool. We could try. We'll see. I'm just gonna fill this up with ellipses to continue practicing. Also, a part of me today was just considering doing a programming stream. Oh, yikes. And the channel is to do something that you love for an hour a day, right? Just the only difference is I've been programming literally all day and most of yesterday. So we need an hour to do something else that we love, right? Actually, let's do a smaller ellipse here. Needed to ghost a lot more right there. I'm so glad to be back. I forgot how much I love doing this. I'm excited for Drawbox Lesson 3. Can't wait to draw plants. How's your experience with Drawbox Lesson 3? Ooh. You're here. I feel like a jellyfish wouldn't be all that dissimilar from the mushroom exercise. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling, right? Like, I imagine like the cap of it there, and the only difference would just be doing some like literally the arrows from the top of it. But yeah, no. And texturing it wouldn't be too fun unless we did something like a mana war. A mana war would be cool. Anyways, so here. We'll talk about lesson 3 real quick. So topical that now that we're talking about the mushroom exercise as well. So yeah, mushroom. Lesson 3 was a change of paces. It's different. It's definitely different. So kind of my mentality on these I'm gonna call them free roam exercises, because you're given the demos, you follow the demos, and then you get the informal demos, which aren't follow along. It's more just like, here's how I did it. And so he kind of weans you off of I mean, in truth, it is copying him, right? You're copying Uncomfortable's style, or not style, but his procedure, right? And then he slowly weans you off and encourages you to start tackling and making your own procedure for drawing these things. One thing, a big part of lesson 3 that I did incorrectly, and you'll kind of see it as we go through, is my lines are way too thick. I added just way too much ink in places that I did not need to, especially here. Remembering to construct everything out of the geometry that he tells us to, right, is a big part of it. So what does that mean? We don't want random lines appearing out of nowhere. We want them to be full ellipses. We want them to be those broken up lines that he talks about literally in the branches exercise. So an example of me doing that incorrectly, I can't remember where the critique was. It was here. So while these bells are kind of constructed okay, you know, you have these ellipses with varying degrees and you have these contour lines around them. If I pull up my lesson 3 construction real quick, or construction critique, my brain's all over the place, guys, I apologize. Also, guys, I believe all of it's public, so you can go and see all my critiques, and of course everyone else's. I highly recommend looking at other people's critiques as much as you can, because then you'll learn from their issues. Now I wouldn't like depend on it, right? But really go and see what the most common errors are, because let's be honest, Uncomfy's stuff is a bit outdated. So go right now or after the stream and look at other people's critiques and constantly remind yourself, as much as you look at the lesson material, of what's being corrected. So yeah, as you hear, plant construction section, petal leaves, where was it? So yeah, this one I didn't draw the leaves correctly because I just didn't draw it turning through space, which made them look really flat. That was a major one. Yeah, that was my main error. Yeah, same here. Let's see. In the same vein, your Lily of the Valley, I noticed that your leaves weren't drawn with the, oh wait, no. And you don't always draw through your forms. Was it? Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, no, so this should have been done with a leaf construction method with a central line through it, a gestural line, right? Describe where it's going and then drawing around that. Let's see. Always keep in mind the construction methods and techniques introduced in this course must always be applied to your work, as they're tools that will help you construct much tighter and solid looking structures. You've deviated from the construction in this construction, methods in this construction, but not drawing the petal leaves correctly, yeah. Let's see, what else would I just say? It's easy to get lost in the line work, so really focus on the big stuff first, the big forms, and then go into those smaller extra stuff. Branches were really tough. I honestly had to do a lot of practicing on the side of just connecting these lines, and a bit of my ellipses. The initial leaf assignment, once again, you can see I over-inked quite a few places, and I'm kind of doing this chicken scratch. When it comes to textures, I'd recommend doing the full stroke. Even if it's a really small texture, do the full stroke. Because now I have these scratchy parts coming out of these solid black areas, and it just doesn't look right. Arrows are fine. This one I didn't submit. Because, like, what's going on here? Choose big, solid things. These are all the demos. I don't submit my demos typically because I want to go off on my own and make my own mistakes. But yeah, so TLDR, because I talk a lot, I apologize. When it comes to texturing, don't do too thick of a line weight. Less is more. And don't chicken scratch. Be really methodical. And don't try, like, I see this down here, these like little extra, these are actually okay. You can kind of see it. I might have to get closer. There's little extra lines down there. They're cool, they're good. Uncomfy teaches you a lot of cool techniques for texturing, just don't overuse it. And then what was the other one? Yeah, draw through your forms entirely and follow the rules, because those rules help you be successful. So, yeah. Lesson 3 is fun. It's definitely just a welcome change of pace after lesson 2. And yeah, look at other people's critiques. Let's see, where did this go in my little binder? Here it is. So yeah, one more time. Don't chicken scratch. Draw through your forms. Have a war on ink. You know, control your line weights. Be methodical at your textures, draw through your forms. I think I already said that. Make sure to have your gestural leaf construction method on par. Oh, contours. Contours are very important. For your leaves, having those little notches in the contour is very important. But of course, you want to do the line and then the other lines connecting that, and then worry about the contour. I appreciate you, man. I just started Drawbox myself. I'm about to finish the lines homework and move on to lesson 2. I'll be watching your streams. Oh my gosh, everyone's here today. Welcome, Shades. Yeah, no. Thank you for joining. And man, lesson 2 is tough. It's a fight, but man, is it worth it. That thing will teach you some awesome stuff. If you haven't already, I've this awesome guy named Kavel made a YouTube video going over my experience with lesson 2 and some tips. And I'm not sure if you heard it, but make sure for lesson 2 especially, go look at other people's critiques. You're gonna suck at it. We all sucked at it, but once you get that shiny badge at the end of the day, who cares, right? Yeah, it's one step on the path just to making that, like, what Delano calls manga level texture and detail. Yeah, guys. I'm gonna keep today simple. We may just texture our little bee friend from the other day, or we could draw a new thing. Given that my hand still hurts from the jellyfish, let's see if we can find a fun picture of the jellyfish that stung me to draw. And if we can't find one, we'll pick a bug or texture this. I think that's the game plan for today. So yeah, we'll go over here. Open up Pure Ref. So I got stung by something called a mauve stinger. Oh my gosh, look at this picture. Wait, where did that go? No. Oh yeah, I'm looking at like stings from it and people have the exact same reaction I'm having. Great. Look at this psychopath. Just holding it. Oh. That's so nasty. Oh, jeez. Screw that, man. Oh, okay, this looks pretty cute. Pretty cool, actually. I really appreciate this. Look at that. Very cool. Whoa, look at this one. I refuse to... I'm ready to suck at it. Yeah, till I don't. Yeah. Of course, yeah, of course. And I don't want to, like, push the stream as a... You're only going to be successful if you watch my streams. But if you're ever struggling, feel free to stop by. You don't have to say anything in chat or anything. Just I exist as a medium for you to, you know, keep a consistent habit, right? That's how I got through a lot of lesson 1. Was Delano and I drew a lot of together. Not really like in sync, but we always updated each other. You know, buddy system. Say, hey, I drew this today. This is what I worked on. It is proven in many studies that the buddy system for learning as a hobby is extremely powerful. Okay. And why not? I mean, showing off your work every day to someone make someone's ego happy, right? Okay, I'm seeing actually a lot of fun opportunities when it comes to the mauve stinger. Okay, wow, how big is this image that I just copied? Shouldn't be that big, dude. Why is it taking... Okay, whatever. Oh, is it gonna happen? Okay, that was a very intense image to open. Don't know why. Look at this one, isn't that just beautiful? Yeah, so these like little what I would do probably is I would do a really thin degree here. And it's kind of coming towards us, so I'd actually increase the degree a bit. And then we'd do the branch method. Then we can do this, right? And then after that, we can actually do a kind of... what is the leaf construction method almost? And then what we can do here is... That's the thing, I don't know really how to connect these properly, because they have to end somewhere. And this doesn't look too right? Like something's burning. Oh. Yeah, that is an option. And then for the head, I'm really liking these kind of forms on it, which it's weird because obviously, like our friend in chat said, Anatole, had to remember for a second how to pronounce it correctly. These little bumps actually kind of help us because now we have like a reference for how this spins in space. Yeah, what we have going on here is we have this form. Actually, I'd say the horizon line of where like the degree stops shifting is probably about right here. Like, that's where it turns, then we start seeing the underneath of it. But yeah, what I would do is I'd have this first line right here probably. So, and then these, it gets pretty flat right here. And then we start this going, and then finally, of course, up here we have this and the cap. So a lot like the mushroom construction. The degree should be getting larger up here, so I just need to make sure I'm tracing it correctly. There we go, that feels a lot better. And then we'd of course do the branch construction here. And then we could kind of stop right there and just cheat on the cap. And then for these, it's a bit interesting because these kind of meld back into the form. I'm not really feeling like drawing this. You know, it's a unique exercise. Actually, what I'll do here is I'll start with a branch construction and then I'll go in. And then from there, I would do what is practically an organic form connected to it. That. I'd like that, right? And we can do the edges, we can kind of ignore it a bit. Yeah. What are these secret streams? I put it in the Discord, Delano. I put it in the Discord, don't yell at me. What's up, Delano? Hope all is well. We're considering today drawing the jellyfish that stung me. Which could be, I don't know. I'm not really feeling it. I kind of like this one a lot more. It's blurrier and smaller. Look, it's such a beautiful creature. Yeah, I'm starting to think that it's probably the same like species, but different like however that stuff works. I don't know. What a mad lad. This guy was like, yeah, I don't care about getting stung. Jeez. The married man. I was like, nope. Don't want to go home to see the family today. Jeez. Not that they're gonna kill you or anything. Yeah, let's just look through bugs. I'd rather look through bugs and do a bug today. Let's see, how long has the stream been going on for? 45 minutes? I guess we could texture. Why not? We'll just texture it and call it a day, because tomorrow we got something special planned. I'm not going to tell you what book I got, but I'm very, very excited for what this book has in store. Doing more animal lessons? Cool. Yeah, Delana, you weren't here at the beginning of the stream because we tried hiding the stream from you. No. But, oh shoot, I also meant to, oh yeah, we're texturing, okay. Yeah, so we have these cool, like, little, form shadows. We're gonna learn the different types of shadows there is, so, like, there would be probably occlusion right here. Or it's this form meeting this form, but it doesn't really work like that. Or actually, yeah, I feel like the hair wasn't here. I'm not really sure how I'd want to texture. Yeah, it makes it a bit difficult, right? Anyways, yeah, so, what is it? We talked earlier this stream about the programming stuff that I put in the Drawbox Discord, or Drawbox R Discord that you saw. And then I got a book, and we're going to be following what that book teaches us how to draw tomorrow. So, yeah. And if you're interested about the math that I use for the project, either ask me in chat, because I'd love to rant about it, or just you go to the earlier part of the stream where I talked a bit more about it. Yep, so I say we just texture and call it, have an easy stream today. Not every day has to be crazy difficult, right? Also on the side, everybody, I'm listening to Forest Adventure by Blue Turtle. Blue Turtle makes partners with other artists to make music, and then Blue Turtle themselves animates a background with a high fantasy setting that's always fire. Anyways, let's go back here. So yeah, this is the we drew yesterday. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water, guys. If you haven't already, please go drink some water. And yeah, Let's see, if we did an hour, that'd make our stream an hour and 45 minutes. We'll set an hour timer, but I'm not going to really be too strict about it. And then I say cutoff is we start lesson 5 next Saturday. If not, earlier. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Cool. Yeah, so let's figure out how we want to texture this. Our timer, go. So, and we're gonna do the half and half over here. Cool. If you have time, you should draw a spider. Honestly, I like drawing spiders. Let's see if there's a spider in the album. Ooh, there's the cute little jumping spiders. Here, wait. KDS, you may be cooking over here. Here, wait. Let me. I saw a spider in my bed the other day. I took him outside. I keep waking up. Even I think Delano has seen, because like I post a lot in the Discord whenever spiders end up in my bed a lot. Anyways, here's an album by Andreas K. This is linked in the draw. Here's my critique if anyone wants to see it. In Drawbox lesson 3 or 4 and 3, there is also an album tied in lesson 3. Down here, there's several albums with awesome stuff. Yeah, Andreas K, a naturalist photographer, sadly passed away from cancer in 2019. Amazing work, like absolutely astonishing. And look at these beautiful little jumping spiders. This actually may be like perfect. It's a high quality image that shows this little guy up here with a somewhat difficult form to capture. Let's do this. Oh, it doesn't let me copy it, does it? Which makes sense. So I'm going to use my questionably ethical programmer skills and my knowledge of HTML that's totally selective towards people who know. No, okay. For those who don't know, just inspect element and find the image source. I don't condone doing that. Probably in here. Here we go. Oh, that's just fun. Interesting. Class ID. Oh, that's interesting. Looks like they hit it pretty well. Another span. Here we go. Image source. Boom. Tricky to get. Oh, wait. Okay, cool. Thank you, Flickr. That over here. Don't steal people's work. Credit the OGs. But yeah, this is Andreas K. Shout out to them. Out of respect, I'll put a link. I'll go to the past video. I'll put a link in the description. Reference. Cool. I probably shouldn't do the static image. I should do the actual the actual Flickr link. Cool, okay. Save that. So you can now see the description. We'll have that in there. And we'll draw a spider. Recommended by our friends. Oh, also, you guys probably shouldn't look at my YouTube background. Ref. Okay. Nice. By cat. Okay. Cool. Get out a fresh page. That does mean we have to spend some time talking about how to construct this guy. Look at me. Literally like 2 weeks ago, I was like itching to draw, and now I'm like scared of it because I've convinced myself that I've gotten rusty. Yeah, Delano, it feels great to be back. Oh God, my hand is really killing me. I'm sorry, everybody. Actually, here, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go put on some medicine real quick before we talk about it, do more stuff. So I'll be right back. Apologies. We're back, everybody. Apologies for that. Yeah. 4 limb in range elbow, 2 fingertip. If a jellyfish sting, apply medicine. And Anatole, I'm not gonna lie, that's feeling like an probably in factorial procedure right now. It's happening quite frequently and it's costing me quite a bit. Apologies everybody for that nerd joke. Yeah, and Delano, it feels great. I talked to the last stream and I'll bring it up a tiny bit before we get started on our little spider deconstruction. Or construction, I said out. Spider deconstruction? I don't know. What is it? Also, when I was applying medicine, I came up with a new way of doing the Sutherland-Hodgman, whatever it's called, algorithm for the thing I was talking about earlier. So very cool. Also, Anatole, just because I'm curious, what's your favorite programming language? Anyways, so yeah, some of the big things I learned from the trip to Italy. For those who don't know, I went to Italy last week. C, oh my gosh, you're a real one. Okay, I'm a lower level programmer. I prefer C++ more than C itself. I mean, come on, what's the difference, right? Actually, quite a bit of a difference. But yeah, and then C Sharp's cool. I'd prefer C Sharp over Java, right? But you know, C++, C all the way. Anyways, C++ because object-oriented and all that good stuff, right? Anyways, so yeah, the big thing I learned while in Italy, and I'm gonna start just deconstructing our little spider friend here while I talk. I forgot how to do cropping. How to crop. Rough. Control Alt Shift C. Okay, cool. Control Alt Shift C. There we go. First thing when I was in Italy is I was super intimidated because I had all the world's, literally some of the world's best art around me, and like I felt the need to absolutely draw just everything, and I was so overwhelmed because like sometimes I didn't want to, like, it sounds bad, but I didn't want to draw some of that stuff, right? But I felt like I had to because I was there. And it's the same way of that fear of having to catalog everything in the trip instead of actually enjoying the trip. Look at this weird form that's happening here. You go back there and then out around up here. Huh. So I eventually learned and started doing just draw what I want. So like, instead of drawing, it's ironic, instead of drawing like some of the awesome like David or anything like that, I was drawing like pigeons and stuff. The other thing was sometimes I was just forcing myself to draw when I didn't feel inspired. And I've never really been a person where I have to feel inspired to do something. But that's not how art works. And not saying that all art has to happen when you're inspired, but you don't want to force yourself to make something creatively if you aren't feeling creative, right? It's just not really a fun process. So yeah, those are some of the other things. I may make a video on it, I'm not sure, but it was still fun. Live life on the hard side and write your own classes in C so you don't inherit all the bloat that comes with C++. So, I can tell you're a Linux user, just the fact that you said C++ is bloat. But yeah, I agree. I would not be surprised if you were like Arch Linux, like crazy. You know, you don't trust your own RAM. But you know, I'm currently using JavaScript, which just feels so gross. I actually kind of sorely hate it because, like, no, ew. I already hate, what is it, like, non-typed languages? What is it? Dynamically, there we go, dynamic, I had to think about it. Dynamically typed languages, like Python I like because it was my first programming language. I can get behind it, but yeah. I tried Arch, but I need to access multi-link keyboard load, so I had to switch back to Ubuntu. Okay, that's valid. I didn't know that Arch Linux didn't have that, or it probably does, but it's probably the most difficult to implement thing in the world. Okay, for this, I think I'm gonna do just a basic spheroid in the center that's gonna reach the back of the head. And then what we're gonna do over here, eventually. Also, shout out to Dio. Dio explained this part of the construction process as thinking of it as a puzzle. You know, it's like a puzzle that needs to be solved. And we're gonna do this and go back here. And then what we see here is it kind of goes around like this. It's a nightmare, yeah. I have a server running right now, literally right behind me. I bought a $65 computer. I've running a Ubuntu server on it. I love it. It was the most fun experience I've ever had setting up something and running a server off of. Especially with like learning Docker and stuff, yeah. I mean, sometimes it's good to see what the grandiose stuff without drawing, but I had a similar feeling when I went to the museum. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that was my mentality, is like, oh, I have to draw it if I want to remember it or actually enjoy it, which no, you can just simply look at it and be there. Yeah, what we're going to do for the additive form is we're going to kind of go like this thing over here. It looks a bit funny. And I really want to sell that this is going backwards in a way. So maybe we want to only like capture this much on top of that form and then send it back there. And then, yeah, we're only going to see even less than that. But it's something like that. In fact, yeah, we'll go like right here and then maybe take up more room up here. And then, yeah. Cool. So yeah, we'll do that when we do this. And also notice how the form is subtly turned to the right. So our center line isn't going to be straightforward. It's going to be a bit like this. Like, Kavel, how do you know that instantly? It's because you can see the eye has a silhouette right here compared to this eye that's directly in the center of the form. And then you have the side of the head over here. Oh man, my hand is killing me, guys. Oh, whatever. Okay. So let's continue deconstructing this guy. Any name suggestions for our friend? Oh, look at this form back here. This is interesting. So yeah, what we have back here is what I'm going to say is a sausage form. Like this. You can actually kind of get it pretty well. And we'll do the center lines because why not? So yeah, we have this one. Trying to imagine it. I may put this on my tool website as another tool. It's practicing visualizing the ellipses that create equators on your spheroids. Because no matter what, the center of both of these, the ellipse and the spheroid, will have the same center point. Just, you know, they can have different degrees. Because now watch this. We can put this ellipse anywhere as long as it shares the same center and degree. And it didn't really, it's a bit over here, but now that makes a somewhat valid contour. Very cool. And we really want to go down here and up in the back. And that gives it that bend that we see right here, like this, compared to this, which it's going to like be really close to that one. Compared to if it was normal and it didn't raise up, it would be right there. This one right here, like that. Well, probably shouldn't have used blue, but whatever. So yeah, we have that going on. And then, yeah, we have these additive forms right here. And then I'll just kind of leave the rest like sausage form. There's a lot of sausage forms on spiders, as you'd expect. I mean, there's so many things like that. You know, I love C and like lower level programming so much. Just the jobs for that stuff are not ones that I really want. This part of the form, it's like blurry. Like I'm not totally interested in security. And now that the government just straight up was like, yeah, no more C++. Crazy call, by the way. Okay, we're gonna make this just kind of dance on the side of it. Let's see, so since this is tilted to the right a bit, and actually we need to go a tiny bit more. Because I love like web app and software development, and there's definitely opportunities for lower level stuff in there, but everything's getting abstracted away, not only with the advent of AI development, and that is just easier to develop, right? Like workflow is 100 times faster. Like even the best C programmer is not going to match the best Java or JavaScript programmer speed-wise. C is nice because you can learn the syntax in a day, and their anti-C++ stance will never hold up the code bases too much. Yeah, no. Not only that, but literally just write safe code. Like, I know it's easy to say that, and it's that one sentence actually probably pissed off a lot of people. And I get it, but like implement the measures for unit testing for, you know, instead of getting rid of a language that is powerful, just accommodate the language with tools to make it safer. Sure, is it the most vulnerable language to buffer overflow attacks? Other than C, yeah, probably. I'm not gonna lie. It's not Rust, right? It's not that safe. But does that lower level make you do such amazingly optimal stuff? Like, is NASA gonna use JavaScript to launch a rocket? No, they never will. They're not that dumb. Right? Like, you sometimes just need that lower level stuff. Sorry, I love ranting about this stuff because tech bros, not even tech bros, but some people just die on the hill of abstracted and higher level languages, which is fair. Like, I mean, I'm not that fierce of an advocate, but there's a point where I'm like, hey, whoa, let's sorry for the tech talk today, guys. Anyways, okay. You know, I appreciate C, and it was pivotal towards me learning computer organization and like computer architecture and stuff. That was probably the best language to do that, and I'll never regret like learning. Like, if you want to learn assembly, you have to know C, or you have to at least like have a really good understanding of C or C++. But then again, like, if you're going to decompile a program, it might as well be C, because that's not like it's not a huge jump as like decompiling C++ to that. I mean, it's still a jump, but it's easier. I'll die on the C hill. That's respectable. Would I know? I don't think I've died on the hill of any language just yet. I'll just die on the hill of not liking Java that much. I'm not gonna say it's the end of the world. I've made applications in it, and it has its use cases, but I don't like depending on the API of other people. Says the guy who's currently running in JavaScript and uses C libraries all day. How did you fall in love with art in the first place? Great question. Ever since I was a kid, I really loved character design. And when I was a kid, I actually like did a whole arc where I was just trying to learn art. And I was doing it very poorly. One day, if the channel, like, I don't care about my public perception, I hate any language that starts with Java. But yeah, basically, when I was a kid, I have literally 3 or 4 sketchbooks filled of literally the exact same drawing of a character, or like multiple characters. And it's kind of a testament to how you shouldn't learn art, which is just repeat the same thing over again and copy and never learn anything. Like, no, that's a terrible way to go about it. And it kind of died there. And I then go into high school, I join a robotics team, and I burned myself out a lot on working in a machine shop and all that stuff. And I realized like how soulless it can be, and I need something to kind of supplement myself. Because I have a health hobby, which is I do calisthenics every day. I have a technical hobby, which is programming, right? I love programming, I love software development. But I need a hobby to entertain that part of my soul that really wants to draw, that really wants to make things beyond, you know, those analytical whatevers. Because like, you don't get to express yourself too much in software development, and I wouldn't say there's much expression in calisthenics, right? I don't believe in working out to impress people. I just want to be healthy, right? And art has really changed that for me. It's really inspired me to take my love of analytical and things in math and apply that like to construction, which I'm so glad I picked Drawbox up for. And I now get to host a YouTube channel where I encourage people to do something that they love for an hour a day, which, I mean, I'm very happy that I started this channel. It has helped me, and I hope it's helped some people as well. What has inspired you guys to get into Drawbox, let alone drawing? Always a fun question because everyone has such a unique answer to it. And I'm gonna push you guys one further. If you don't mind me asking, what do you want to do with your art? Not necessarily like, you don't have to have an end goal, right? But like, if you did, or if you do, okay, what is it? What do you look to get out of this beautiful medium? My buddy woke up one day and decided to go to art school. Within 2 weeks, he somehow got admitted to ring. Oh my gosh. And by the time he graduated, landed a job at a AAA, encouraged me to try art. He's at Blizzard now. Oh my gosh. He woke up and chose violence. You know? Oh my gosh, that guy's insane. Well, congratulations to him, and shout out to you. It must be so nice to have such an inspiring friend. That's awesome stuff. Yeah, and Delano's out here. Delano, if you guys don't know, that's Yumi Burn. He's a mod on the channel. Yeah, that's a very impressive connection, I will not lie. But Delano and I, we met during the 250 box challenge, and we're practically study buddies in terms of this. He helped me kick off the channel and has been to most streams. Like, he probably only missed like one stream, you know? But you know, Delano's goal one day is to make a manga. He has already a pretty fun power system he's cooked up, and ideas for characters. It looks very fun. And you can really see his inspirations and his aspirations for it and in what he wants to be. He's talked about it a bit with me. I don't want to steal the thunder from him, but I think it's definitely something impressive, something very cool. Can't wait to see it come in some pieces of it. You know, very, very cool stuff. Speaking of, okay, that's mostly additive forms. The rest of these will do the typical sphere and the sausage form. Yeah. Who's gonna become a... I mean, yeah. In the art world, let's hope, right? And also, welcome back, Dazzling Action. You were here yesterday, if I remember, or was that earlier this stream? I believe it was yesterday. Welcome. Oh my gosh, my hand's itching so bad. You know, let me find a different song to listen to. Uh-oh, this looks like minimalist music. Or not minimalist piano. There's an era where I listened to tons of minimalist piano, and I was like super into designing brutalism stuff. For you, those who don't know, and I'm not too, like, it's my least favorite map I've made, but I used to make maps for Gmod, and I had one that hit the front page as one of the most popular. I hate it. I hate the map so much, and people ask me to do stuff with it so frequently. No. Makes me mad. I saw someone draw manga one day, and was like, wow, I want to do that. And I remember the awe feeling. I had the exact same feeling. I went to a Starbucks when I was younger, and I saw someone playing the Pirates of the Caribbean theme on their violin. And it completely changed my life. Like, I'm not joking. I was obsessed with music for several years after that. And I still love music so much one day because it was just so beautiful. And I think that was like the first time. And so moments like that, please hold on to them. That is a beautiful opportunity that you've gotten right there. To have that inspiration and moment, and now you get to, you know, use that once you make an awesome manga or something. You get to be like, bam, this is the person that inspired me, this is my story. What kind of manga would you like to make? Would it be like a shonen or just I don't know much about manga or like the types. Isekai, I don't remember the others. As a person who like watches a lot, I don't know that much. I bet you aspiring mangakas are, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Already better than one when he was started. True. Yeah. Man, what a great case to study about art improvement. What keeps you going? That's such a cool thing. Yeah, no, looking at the greats like Peter Han, Kim Jong-gi, Scott Robertson, it is definitely inspiring. I mean, we all want to be like Kim Jong. Come on. God of imagination, right? So right here, also, yeah, this is kind of what I do every time I have a lesson 4 thing. I do the most basic forms, I do the additive forms, and then I kind of just do a quick like study of the negative spaces in here, just to think about it. You don't really have to be obsessive over it, you know, think about it as you draw rather than initially, but it's fun to like just kind of see where they are. And you'll notice there's a lot of triangles. When it comes, and Uncomfy says this as well, there's just a ton of triangles, not only with negative shapes in general, but especially insects, because insects are warning labels, right? The friendly, nice ones are round, like ladybugs and stuff, or beetles. And the scary ones have a lot of these triangles, a lot of this violent stuff. And then the sturdier ones are very square, like they still have a lot, but that's more like shape language at that point. Like the rhinoceros beetle, you know, it's like this and then round head and then this, right? Like this is kind of what you have going on shape language wise. I think manga is a very freeing medium because you can tell a story without any restrictions. I mean, any like any comic, right? It is that's where I love like AMVs or animation or stuff like that too. One day I will make animation. If you guys haven't seen the YouTuber, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name right now. And also we do one more study of this, and it's gonna be a composition one where I just kind of like mark out where everything is. Oh my gosh, Rando Wiz. If you guys haven't seen Rando Wiz, he's a very funny animator and artist on YouTube. I love his art style so much, but also his just animations are so crazy funny. It's my exact kind of humor. I aspire to be like him in that way, both with the humor and his use of color. I really like his very calm, kind of like pastel palettes. His use of green's probably his favorite color. Mine's purple, so I'll just be purple Rando Wiz. Then now we have our kind of bounding box for our spider friend. That is not an accurate X, but who cares? Because I'd say like the middle is right here. But yeah, I do have a goal one day too of making a... I mean, what's the difference between a manga and a comic, right? I mean, yeah. But one like that, it's actually a continuation of the story that I was going to establish as my last Gmod map. And it's kind of taken a crazy turn. Inspired heavily by not only like classical works, but a lot of it, I don't want to spoil too much, right? Because one day this could be important. I love cryptography, I'm going to say that. Anyways, my name is Cypher on Discord for a reason. Taoism. That's going to be like a heavy theme in there. I love Taoism. I can't wait to do that one day. Purple Gang, yeah! You put a hit marker on the spider, too much Rainbow Six. Hey, leave me alone, man. Yeah, too much Rainbow Six for sure, though. I've actually just been obsessed with Talos Principle recently. Actually, no. I'm not going to play Rainbow Six for a while. I did not have fun. Or like, I just played it way too much recently. I have another YouTube channel, which is just for like funny videos with me and my friends. And I made like a pretty brain rot video. I will not lie. Like Maxor level. Actually, is it Maxor? Wait, let me see. Maxor was like the crazy, yep. Not like totally Maxor, but hyper edited brain rot video of that. Anyway, so here's our composition. What can we tell from this? Man, I can't wait to play Talos. I was going to program after this, but no, I'm just going to play Talos Principle. Road to Gehenna, and then once I finish Road to Gehenna, which could be tonight actually, because I'm just doing the star puzzles, I'll worry about, I have a feeling we're not going to finish the spider tonight. I'm going to be real with you guys. Okay, I'm yapping too much. Okay, so most of our spider exists in the upper right quadrant of our thing right here. This is where this form's going to exist, which is almost a good sphere. And in fact, we could probably get away with this sphere and be okay with it. Man, that was a really good first attempt at the sphere. And then we have our sausage form back here. Right? We're actually going to have a smooth bottom to that. Perfect. And that's all near the top of the page. So we could sacrifice squishing some of our limbs to fit more of this in the center of the page. It's kind of scary how close that is. But yeah, all of this exists in the upper half of the page. And then we have a lot of stuff over here to work with room. So yep. Y'all just feel the brain rot happening when you're playing an online game. Yes, and then I stopped playing it because I hate that feeling. I definitely feel like my friends joke, and it's kind of true though. I don't really know how to relax in the traditional sense. Like my relaxing is just making stuff. Drawing, programming, stuff like that. And that's what I learned in Italy as well as trips. I shouldn't really go on trips. I'm not gonna say I didn't enjoy it or appreciate. I mean, Italy, come on. Beautiful. But I learned that relaxing is different for everyone. And I should only go on a travel trip thing to relax if I feel like adventuring. But I didn't. I felt like making things. And so I kind of, for a lot of it, I was talking to Lano, just wishing I was at home. Not wishing I was at home, that's a strong word, but like, being like, oh yeah, I could be at home though, and I could be working on the web app and stuff like that. Here, I'll be right back. But yeah, no, whenever I'm playing the, like, Rainbow Six, I used to be very obsessive. I mean, I almost had like, what, 7,000, 6,000 hours on TF2. I started realizing after a while that video games just don't make me feel good. Like, I'll play them a tiny bit. Like, puzzle games I love. But after, like, when I'm just not feeling like I'm having fun or it's worth my time, I just leave. I don't care about it that much anymore. I stopped gaming, realizing how much time I spent on World of Warcraft and how many other things I could have done instead. Yeah, that kind of feel like, once I realized I spent like 7 years on TF2 when I could have like learned to draw. While I did enjoy TF2, and it's definitely something that I do to relax, is play games. After a while, I was raging at video games. Like, oh my god, it's not that deep. That's like if I just raged and tore a piece of my art in half, or completely wiped out a project because it didn't treat me right on coding wise, you know? Like, jeez. Like, I get it, we can be passionate, but I was not happy playing games that much. And lo and behold, when I stopped overplaying, like, you could still play video games, they're not evil. Video games are not intrinsically evil. Gaming is super inspirational though, because it can be a time sink too, yeah. You have to use it right, and as a kid who grew up on the internet, it's hard to gauge that. Which is unfortunate. But now I'm doing something that I love for an hour a day, and that's why this channel exists, because sometimes it's hard to break that habit. It is a habit of playing games that you don't enjoy. Everything's a habit, right? And so when you make a habit of doing something that you hate, which could be considered an addiction in some cases, you need to break it and spin, which is easily broken by making a positive habit. And actually the way I broke out of gaming was not only my senior year in high school was really tough academically and robotics team wise, so I was putting a lot of my time into school. I've said it before and I'll say it on the stream one more time. I was at school for like 12 to 14 hours a day. It was not fun. So I dropped a lot of gaming then, but then when I went to college and I didn't really have, like, I was in a dorm and I didn't have a PC, I just had a laptop, I stopped playing games entirely. I remember I only played Ultra Kill like once and then worked on a Gmod map. Actually, my favorite Gmod map, which got like 4,000 subscribers. Boo. Compared to my other map, which has almost hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm still mad about that. Anyways, back to our spider friend. So, we want to start out with the center overhead. We're going to be in the upper right quadrant here. I'm going to move it down a tiny bit. We do want to be above half the page, and then we want room for our sausage form over here, which is also about the same height, a little bit bigger than our sphere. And it's not totally sphere-like. It's probably like a 85 to 80 degree ellipse, but we're pretty dang close. So we just want to capture this here on the right side of the page. We don't really have to worry too much about like our X dimension, because like we have a lot of room to shift this square around. Oh wait, I'm actually gonna do, I know this is cheap, but I just want to do some more ellipses just to warm up real quick. We spent a lot of the stream not doing that. I'm very excited for the book I got. I heard some great reviews of it. And it's totally my style of learning, so. Which is doing. If you ask me how I learned discrete math, I did hundreds of practice problems and proofs. Literally, I emailed a professor at another university, it was somewhere like Oregon or something, for a copy of his book so I could do more practice problems. Did he respond? No. But, yeah. I'm not going to spoil it. We'll see it tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to stream the pages because copyright, but we'll see. Thanks. I will give you guys a hint. It is on anatomy and it is not Bridgman. I actually bought the Bridgman book recently, but I haven't torn into it just yet. Yikes, whoa, that was a huge lack of ghosting right there, jeez. Lost focus. Okay, huge. We'll see, we'll see. And it's not, I forgot the name of it. It's by Scott, no wait, who? Scott Robertson? Yeah. It's not Michael Hampton's either. Sorry, I had to go look at it. All these names. I'm really bad at names, everybody. I feel not validated, but I know when my friend knows me really well. They're like, "Oh, Cav, you and names." Like, yeah, like it's cringy. I know it's silly, but when someone truly fathoms how bad I am with names, that's when they know me as a person. Like they know all there is to know about me. Like whenever I watch an anime or a new show, remembering character names is beyond me. Hamptons, I like, but I don't feel like it gives me enough things to practice, right? Trying to come up with an example. I do like it walks through the head construction and stuff like that. It doesn't give you a lot of measurements. It does talk about the head, but it's more like shape language and was it contour? I can't remember. Trying to just like imagine some of the pictures in my head, because like midway through the book there's a lot of that, but everything outside of that, it talks about landmarks, which I like, but like it literally goes through like the CSV, the important parts of the like traps to the parts of the shoulder and landmarks on the shoulder, but doesn't give you measurements or like an algorithm, and that's more of what I want. I want something to set me up for success and then I can tweak later. So like that's why I really like not Loomis. I like Loomis's too, but it abstracts a bit too much. I'm trying to remember their name. I'll put it in chat for everybody too, because this is also one of the apps that inspired me for my web app. Let me find it. I have it in my Discord with myself. Ruben Lara's head construction. rubenlara.com/full, I believe. And I also bought his course, $10 by the way, great deal, on how to construct the head. About an hour-long video on Gumroad. Here. rubenlara.com/skull. I like his because it gives you a very, very specific framework / like algorithm set of steps for constructing it that you can't get wrong as long as you do the construction. Like Loomis, you can get wrong because like you could put the jaw in the wrong place. The measurement of the 2/3 from the top of the head to the brow line, and brow line to the chin or nose, and you know all that stuff. That thirds rule is helpful, but Ruben Lars actually like sets it as like you start with a box and you can't really mess up a box because the box gets foreshortened, and then you do your X method. You find like it is concrete. And the book I'm getting is a bit more concrete in terms of human anatomy. Okay, let's do our spider, everybody. Let's stop procrastinating. I did a lot of yapping this stream. I apologize, everybody. Then again, we're kind of in like in our chill era. It's the summer, right? Okay. That was really rough, but we're gonna stick with it. If you ever want to see how the algorithmic approach can go too far, check out Riven Phoenix's courses. Oh, geez, I'm excited. Riven Phoenix. Alienthink.com. What is this? The Complete Human Figure Anatomy Drawing Course HD. Whoa, Pose Tool and ZBrush match. Pose Tool 3D. That's actually very close to one of my tools I'm making. I'm using OpenCV and Python to scan a bunch of poses and then loading them into Free.js. Anyways. Wow. Okay, they specialize in Blender character. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, wait, I think I've seen one of these videos before. The Structure of a Man. Mentioned the human head. Whoa, okay. Liking the skull construction. Chest cavity and... Whoa, wait, whoa. Oh my gosh. Spine and pelvis. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so everybody, if you... Thank you, Anatole. Wow. Here's the website I just went to. Crazy amounts of, almost ridiculous amounts of information there. Jeez. Yeah, let's do our sausage form here. Oh my gosh. Let's see, and the bend happens a bit about in the third or the quarter of this. So the bend's gonna be about right here and about there, yeah. Actually doesn't go crazy high, but yeah, goes somewhat. He starts being lazy after the head part kind of rushes over the rest. Well, I understand that as a human, but yeah, that kind of sucks. Still, dang, that guy's insane. I love it. Okay, let's see. This part right here is about almost half, a bit less, maybe a third conservatively, or like 3/8 right here. That's a bit bent too up because like we start like right here, so it should be a bit lower, or at least like. I'd say about like that. Not the best, but it's okay. Bit too narrow for me. The quality of this circle really displeases me, but everything else is pretty solid. So here we'll do. Cool. Ah, that's a bit flat, but it's okay. I think I've made this way too high up in there. Jeez, whatever. Okay, cool. So now we have our additive forms. We're gonna go right to that. So yeah, we have these like little side things on the head. I know, right? Ugh, it's so tough. I'll never get used to it. I will. That's a lie. I mean, I did pretty good over here. I always like psych myself out. It's awful. Who knew art would be like a nerves game? Okay. And then we go out here and then kind of merge back in. Note how the head, the line of the head, is actually pretty close to the horizontal. Only like 3 degrees off. And barely that, right? It's only like, I'd say like the horizontal's like this. So it's only slightly off. So we want to keep that going here. And then we only extend it a tiny bit outwards. Because if you look right here to our additive form, we're only taking about this amount off of the sausage form visually. So we have probably like a couple fourths, like we're only going this far. So yeah, we're gonna go keep it flat, only slightly tilted. And like this, that's even a bit far. That's like where. So yeah, like this. We're actually gonna sit a bit above the form as well. Oh, I touched the, okay. There we go. That's a bit more flat than I wanted. And then this one's going to disappear behind the form, but for, yeah, we'll do whatever. Okay. Instead of making 2 separate forms, I think I'll just make one form and make it disappear over here. Gesture of the figure, I don't know. I really don't. Like, that's, I'm gonna be honest with you. As a person who is working on it, like, my end goal is character design. I have to say, a lot of anatomy books I've seen, like Hampton and Bridgman, start with gesture and then do form. But as a person who's super analytical and has done this, I start with the form and then worry about the gesture as I work through it. That's why I love sausage forms, because you can really describe that gesture really well. And I've seen some people say it's your call. I would say the pros say gesture. That's what I've seen the most of. I personally say form, because once you understand form, you can learn to bend and twist it however way, whatever way you want. Because like if you only focus, there's the caveat, like, right, like if you only focus on gesture, then you're gonna look really like wonky and strange and not realistic and solid. Meanwhile, if you only focus on form, you're gonna look really stiff. So I heard a lot. Oh yeah, I have Tom Fox's Anatomy for Artist book coming tomorrow. Even if I don't learn anything from it, I like his style. I've heard a lot of people say that it's, if you get the gesture down, the proportions will work themselves out. Oh, very, very interesting. I never knew that. That makes sense though. But yeah, It's really like chicken and egg kind of situation, right? It's intimidating to say the least. I haven't quite figured it out, but once I do, I'll let you guys know, because yeah, that is the bane of not only myself, but many artists. So we're gonna go out here, not too far, end about like this. Oh, that was a bit more flat than I wanted. But it is tilted away from us, so we didn't need that much of a bend. Probably should have just at least made it rounder. But yeah, given Anatole your book that's coming in tomorrow, I would highly recommend checking out the stream that's happening tomorrow. 7:30 p.m. CST. You may want to be there, just saying. Anyways, back to our little spider construction. So, yeah, we have the eyes. We can do those, I guess. Oh yeah, let's finish up this, because like this doesn't make too much sense. I'm gonna have this form go up and around and then kind of disappear like that. We're gonna go up, around, and then kind of disappear over there. Actually, that should have been a bit more down like that. Yeah, I like Tom Fox's art style too. I have also heard great things about it. Cool. So we have this part of the face. We kind of like explaining how I'm also going to add this contour line. One of my major critiques, and Dio put it very kindly, but like gentle parenting. She was like, hey, I see that you really like contour lines, but we can calm down a tiny bit. Because it's not really a question of, oh, I'm going to put a contour down. It's like not a really, here, let me find exactly what she said. It was a very both funny and true way of critiquing my work. Contour lines. Okay. So I noticed that the form in the top left. Okay. Remember that these ellipses are no different from the contour curves. Oh, here we are. Another point to mention is contour lines. Although I should note that you're not strictly relying on all the contour lines you've been using to make your constructions feel 3D. Sometimes you use a lot of them. They fall into two categories. You've got the ones that sit on the surface of a single form. So how they're introduced, like this, right, on that first exercise. And you've got those that define the relationship between multiple forms. So this one, right, it bends on this one and then continues on this one. That helps you follow the flow of the drawing. By their very nature, the form intersection type really only allows you to draw one such contour line per intersection, but the first type allows you to draw as many as you want. The question comes down to how many do you really need? Unfortunately, the first type of contour line suffers diminishing returns. Basically, TLDR, this one is okay. That's fine. It tells us how it's going through space, but adding one right here, one right here, one right here, it's not necessary. Adding the one that traverses the forms and describes how they're happening, that's good. That tells us a lot. We don't need 100 of them as well, but yeah, so that's also one thing. If you look at my submission for lesson 4, which out here, I'll put my whole critique if you want to check it out, if you're just curious in the chat. I use a lot of them. I like them because I'm an analytical person, like I said, and I find it difficult to visualize how this is turning without that. But that is something I will need to grow out of, at least. Anyways, returning to our spider friend. So yeah, I mean, the rest of this is legs. Welcome to a spider construction, everybody. It's all just legs. Maybe it's Maybelline. Can't believe it's all legs. Okay. So yeah, right here we have these little, we'll start with the eyes, why not? I do want to do like a contour line for the eyes. But given that we have like the head right here, like this is the center, we might have turned it a bit too much. We have an eye right here though, and then an eye. Look at this one. It's sticking off the side of this part of the form actually, so we're gonna have it right here compared to off the form, because it's not off the form. 200% more leg day. Ugh, leg day, man. Once I got back from Italy and I went back to the gym, I almost hurt myself, that's all I'll say. Cool, so yeah, this is a bit tricky because you can't see the entire form, but I think we're gonna land just intuitively about right here, eye-wise, and then we're extremely close over here with this eye. So we have this one right here, and then this one right here above it, a bit to the right. That might have been a bit too big. Yeah, it's a bit rough. Then again, we're going to be cutting off part of these forms because we're drawing the entire eye and then drawing the lid over it. So just keep that in mind. So we have this one right here. Same size. And if they are, this one is slightly smaller, but then we can use our lids to kind of sell that. And then we have the one right next to it with a bit of a gap. And also, yeah, there's just way too much room on this side of the face. Which I don't know how I messed that up, but I did in some capacity, right? Gosh, everything smells like cortisol cream because of what I put on my hand. Ugh. I love chemicals. And then what we have right here, and this is going to kind of help us sell it. If we drop from the eye, I'm going to move it a bit more to the left just to like kind of fill up this crazy empty area. Is we have our sausage form that begins the arm and goes pretty far down. I'd say our circle actually goes down to here. So this one lands about right here. It starts right underneath the eye, right? We drew a line. These are plumb lines, I believe they're called. They help you like notice the relationship between objects. I'd highly recommend building this as a habit. If not on your head, you can do it in pure ref as I do. And just starting to notice, okay, this, you know, this is where it meets. It's right. It ends right over here and starts pretty far to the left of this eye. And then it goes deep enough. I'd say our circle is actually doing this, right? So it ends practically at the end of the circle. So we're gonna go here and then go down here-ish. There's some mark right there and keep my finger right here. And the gesture is kind of going out. So I'm gonna just keep it the simple. Oh yeah, people weren't asking for suggestions for, oh, this is a bit thin, for lesson 4, but draw your sausage form smaller than you think, because you can always add forms to the top of them. And a big mistake I had is a lot of my legs were just way too big, because then I would add on top of them. Draw it smaller and then worry about adding forms on top of it. Also, let's do a bit of the eyelid right here. There. Here. This one's pretty much visible, but do that to kind of sell it. Over here we have this little like intrusion point. We'll go back up to this one to draw on. Right up here. So we'll do that dance right here as well. And what we can actually do is have an additive form on the top of this. Like that. Sell it. And then it goes down to right here, which is a bit past the actual like jowls. That's what I'm gonna call them, the jowls of the spider. Actually, there seems to be a line right here underneath the form. Too bad. Look at those very beautiful hairs. What an awesome creature. Okay. And yeah, we're gonna land in the last maybe fifth of the eye right here. And this one, we have actually, sorry, we have a section in here. Ignored that, which ends 3/8 quite literally. A little bit past the half of the eye. Continues the same velocity that this one has, and it's actually is a bit longer, but I'm just gonna merge them. And I messed up here, but also with your sausage forms, overlap them a ton. I messed up here. I'm probably gonna add a form around them to kind of sell it. Yeah, definitely big overlaps. That's the goal. Then finally, this last one down here. Which is going to end up about right here. It is a bit narrower. So we're going to continue. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. Great. Okay. And then we have, yeah, the jowls that I talked about. You can kind of see it happening right here. So I'm just going to do a sausage form like this. It starts at the end of the eye, goes to about right here. So we're going to be about that big, and it happens about halfway through this sausage form. We're looking to be about here to here form-wise, and then we bend back. We cut through the form. So we'll start about right here. We're going to curl backwards. So then we can add another one over here. These are going to overlap a bit. So Still try to be quite accurate though. When it land about right here. Oh, look at that. That is just so wrong. But yeah, we'll try to solve that. So same area. Let's start about right here probably. It's a bit thick, isn't it? Oof. Not the best in the world. Dog on keyboard, hey. O to you as well. Binary master. What kind of dog do you have? Let's see, we'll do this little leg. Oh, it looks like it's raising. No, it looks like it. Oh yeah, it looks like there's another. Oh, are these coming from inside? Oh shoot, dang it. Well, we can fix that a bit by just doing this, I guess. And now it looks like a intersection. Warmest spot, yeah, for sure, right? So that means it goes about right here, which actually happens at the start, and it drops a bit on the outside of the eye. So we're gonna go here. We know this is gonna start about like this and then go back in, so there's a lot of room. Chihuahua, Bulldog. Oh my gosh. Mix or two separate dogs? Because if so, that is literally a nuke. Like just a walking nuke. That's insane. Not to diss your doggy, but man, that's a rowdy individual. I've raised quite a few dogs in my life, and I have 4 dogs right now. And yeah, woof, that's a beast. Super loyal though, I bet. This one lands about at the halfway mark. 12 separate dogs? Oh, those were I thought you were making faces. Oh my gosh. Do you breed them perchance, or is this like a rescue operation, or both? This one. Well, cool. Now we have these fun legs to do. Oh my gosh, aren't they going to be fun to do? Okay, so we have this frontal one right here, which I'm going to put the circle for right there. I think we'll do the circles and we'll call it a night. The stream's gone on. Oh wait, we still have 1:34 left. Maybe we have some time actually. And we have this leg over here. Then this leg over here. Then this leg over here. And they're going to be overlapping more. Even though the body is kind of tilted towards us, they're going to overlap more as they go away because, you know, foreshortening and all that. So technically this. But just if we did the full form, that looks a bit weird. Sort of with only the bulldogs and 2 chihuahuas, I was a day late getting them fixed. Wow. If that's a lesson to be learned. Well, hey, shout out to your chihuahuas and bulldogs army. Goodness. Could not imagine having to remember all their names. Then again, I have 4 dogs, 9 cats at this point, 8 cats. Something like that. These are my families. You know, I'm living with the family right now before I go back to college. As it is this summer, but wow. What a family. Okay, this happens near this one actually. It's a bit lower than I expected. Oh, fact, wait, these, I didn't mean to say fact, but that's funny. These should be a lot lower, shouldn't they? That's unfortunate. Anywho, this is a very difficult spider eye. I like it. So yeah, this one's gonna happen about right here-ish. I mean, at the end of the day, these spheres aren't deal breakers because they're just a starting point for us to work with. I'm not going to do 2 passes on these spheres because I'm okay with them being a bit thinner. There's going to be a lot going on here, so yeah, let's do this one. It's reaching near the top of the head, so about right here. It is on the outside of the form and it's bending away, so we're going to see about this. And we're going to keep it pretty normally sized, nothing too crazy. Oh, that was a bit weird inside of there. And now we're going to do these segments. So the first segment lands just below the eye from its top part. So we're going to go about this far. And it's going to turn towards us and go like this. Remember, we're gonna not trying to do them too thick, right? But just enough to sell it. You'll just get stuck on drawing the weird bit of things for a minute. Yeah, spiders are a interesting class, we'll say that, right? This one drops all the way down to here, so quite long. And lands just before the eye, so we're going to be going about this far. That's a bit thicker than I wanted. Oops. Then again, this doesn't really need a huge additive form, so it's not the end of the world. And then we have this one turning away from us, so we get a unique position. This one lands just on the side of the eye. And it's going to be getting narrower. Like that. And then we have the final one going a bit deeper past that, the center of the eye nearly. Doing that, so. I like the little spider hands. They just have little things. I mean, they do have those claws, as all insects do. It's kind of crazy. The more you look at insects, the more you see these exact specific kind of claws. It's kind of... All the sausage form drawing is good work for the Proco course. Really? Oof. I've been thinking, like, debating if I do Proco or New Master, but I think I'm gonna go to Proco. Just by, reviews... Or, sorry, I'm gonna do New Master. Because New Master just seems a lot more, like... I talked about this last stream. A lot more, like, firm, structured, school-like. Proco's, I mean, probably same thing. Proco's super reputable and reputable, and stuff like that. But I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, do both. Oh my goodness, if I had the days. That's the thing. I may do a mix, but I know for a fact that once I'm complete with Drawbox, I'm gonna do the beginners course on New Masters. I'm pretty set on doing that. Okay, this one reaches out pretty far. We're seeing about like this probably. Definitely an upwards kind of gesture to it, so. Perfect. Good. He uses a bean, but it's not too different from the sausage, yeah. And plus, I've seen a lot of people use, like, describe the torso as like a pillowcase. So I also appreciate that. I'm not gonna lie, guys, my fortitude is not fortituding. I'm not feeling too inspired to finish this spider. I'm very tired. My hand's killing me, but we'll push through just a tiny bit more, because I feel like part of me is just procrastinating, doing the hard work, right? Okay, this one ends about right there, and we're kind of shifting away from that, so now we're going to do this about. So, now we're going to go pretty straight down. A little bit longer than the length of that one. Very nice. Cool. Okay, this one raises up. You see it happen right behind the forms, actually, which is really cool. So about like right here it lands. And that gap, cool. Very thick, oops. And then extends outwards. I've heard of most of Proco's courses available on his YouTube channel as well. Not much added to the paid course, that might have changed. Yeah. And I think I looked at his anatomy course for a while and I liked it. But one big part of learning to me is the response. That's why I like doing practices over and over again. Like discrete math, I would grind book problems because I would literally like, same thing for physics, like electricity and magnetism, which was a bit difficult for me. Not as much as discrete math though, is I would just grind books problems. And that's the thing, I would not look, I would try my hardest not to look at the answers. And if I did really have like a question and I looked at the answer and I still didn't get it and I kept working on it, at that point, I would go to office hours. That's my mentality with drawing is I try, and not spam, that's a bad word for it, but you know, keep working through it, keep learning, keep iterating, and then the moment I have a question, go to the Drawbox community, look at my critiques. If you want to be successful in school, I've learned, have a giant resource pool for what is the answers. Not even answers, but you know, things that'll make you successful. Yeah, this ends just a tiny bit past that. solutions, ideas, stuff like that. And it goes down quite a bit. We're a lot narrower as we're disappearing into the background, right? Okay, this one lands about halfway through this one and goes down to the left a bit. At this point, I'm just like super relative. Could I be a bit more strict about sizes and stuff like that? Yeah. Am I going to? No. Because like I could have checked this against the eye because that lands at the bottom of the eye. This goes a bit past that. And finally, this one lands about at the joint. Goes very far to the right compared to the other one. Nice. And we have this one in the back. This one goes past the top of the form. Look how thick that is. Jeez. Oh, I just drew it on the wrong spear as well. Well, that sucks. Here, what we'll do is no one will ever know. Jeez, that's a bit rough. There. Cool. Okay, and then we have this one. It's going to go a tiny bit above the bootay. The left kind of forms this shape over here. Okay, we're going out and then up here and then turning once we get that high. So out, then up here. Kavel, use your shoulder. Leave me alone. Cool. Okay. What a great example. Okay, and then over here we have this one disappearing from us. It's turning away from us. This should have been a lot longer, a lot more out. Anyways, because this one goes out, and then if you go down, there's still a leg there. We'll still do that. I've only heard word of mouth and checked his free stuff. He's good at, yeah, no. I like his, what is it? His diagrams on the Loomis video inspired a lot of my lesson 2 diagrams that I did for that video. Go check it out if you haven't seen it and you're struggling in lesson 2. But yeah. This lands a bit in the head and underneath that leg. Super long, look at that. Yeah, that next space is super stretched. Probably because our form is a bit more stretched over here. I'll be able to start like this. There's probably several joints happening there, but easy. Yeah, the eyes were definitely way too turned. I talked about turning that form, and I did it definitely a bit too much. Okay, and then we have these legs over here, so we're going to put this one over here. A lot of mistakes today compared to my usual. We'll take it. Here's some, I have some room to learn. Are we going to do my review booklet? No, I don't feel like it. Yeah, this one's practically the same height. Lands above the eye, actually, so our eye is messed up. We kind of knew that from the beginning. And it jumps out to the side past this arm. Like this. So, it's thick. And this one, same level. Yet we're seeing it go a lot more to the right. There we go. Oh yeah, Proko's awesome. I've just casually browsed through his videos because they're also fun to watch too. He's funny about some of them. I mean, the one where he like flips, he gets the skeleton to flip off and then he just hits the skeleton. Love it. He just goes, no. And just all the professionals he has on his channel too. Like this one guy, I'm not sure if you guys heard of, named Uncomfy. And that video with Uncomfortable is probably my favorite because Uncomfortable just goes crazy, like operates without regard for humanity and draws some of the he does one of my favorite speed paints probably of all time. It is so impressive what Uncomfy does in that video. Like I've never seen someone erase half their canvas and then like actively update the animation except for like oh my gosh, what's his name? What's his name, guys? Jackadar. Shout out to Rise. We miss Rise. Been trying to convert him to Drawbox. I've heard similar Oh yeah, friend has it. He said it wasn't really getting much out of it. I've been trying to convince him to draw a box. I've heard similar opinions about Mark's course. Really, Marco Bruno's? I've heard Bruno's like the GOAT. In fact, I think he recently just did something with Broco. Man, we could have shifted this left so much. And we have this leg over here. I'm not going to stress too much about hidden forms and all that. This one's going to start up here and end, make that little triangle negative space between them. Well, a bit thicker than that, but it's okay. And then this one ends a bit deeper than this one right here. And then this one down here. A pretty static flow to it. Oh, I've heard great things about Marco Bruno. Especially about his painting courses, I believe. If you have the time to compile it, a lot of Mark's courses on his YouTube as well. And for feedback, the course price goes by like a factor of 10 or something. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, feedback is awesome, but some of these courses just have some crazy prices. Okay, this happens on the edge of the head, and it goes about in the direction like this. We could do like another form right here, and we will. Why not? Extend it out like this. So, and then we'll extend it out, and it lands right before this one. So. Also noting, like, sometimes joints are completely inset with each other. Sometimes they have a bit of a bounce out. The best one, like this. Look at this over here. Like, it has this end of one and then this end of one, making this little V shape in there. I didn't do it perfectly, but yeah. We have that going in the background. Then for here, we have our final sphere, which kind of sucks because that's right in the eye, so it looks a bit confusing. 4 payments of $70 or like 4K for what? My goodness. Like, that's intense. Okay, this one cuts through here, making this triangle shape once it's finished, and it lands just below this one over here. Oof, that was not a good sausage form. And then it has a weird, like, bump. We'll do this. We'll do another form that goes inside like this. And then another form that goes back like this. Cool. Not our best, but it's okay for now. It's 10 in terms of work, though. So it probably does cover a fairly comprehensive amount to an art school. Yeah. I mean, art schools are much more expensive than that, right? So that's my like opinion with New Master. It's like $500. I could probably get it on discount. I'm gonna get it for my birthday, and not that it's any cheaper on my birthday, but you know, I'm gonna go big ball in spending. Man, this leg's a lot shorter than like this. Should have been extended rightwards. Yeah, let's do our review. I'm not really even sure if I want to finish like the intersections here. I'll kind of do it as I talk, but this one's okay. A lot of like XY, I think vertically we were pretty good, but XY is like we turned our form a bit too much. At least we obeyed our form, which is a very important part of it. We didn't like try to cheat what we previously drew, right? To that same virtue, we still messed up. Our legs were pretty good. We've never had a huge issue with sausage forms, so I'm not going to complain about those too much. But yeah, mainly the placement of a lot of the important objects on the face we kind of didn't do the best at, so we'll try to do better going forwards. But I think we had less of an issue conceptualizing the turning of form here, which is good. Just we turned it a bit too much. It's always difficult controlling that degree in there, especially when it's subtle shifts. And then the size of these as well, so just paying attention. There's a lot of reference marks to happen here, probably because there's just so many legs, right? But yeah, we still did a pretty darn good job, all things considered. Not an easy construction, given all the legs and things to consider and keep track of, but yeah, pretty happy with it. Not as stressed about being perfect, right? Because we're no longer in lesson 4. But it's still good to be good at the things we passed, right? Like continue practicing our textures, our boxes, all that good stuff. And that's also a, like I said in my lesson 2 video, it's a test of discipline, right? You have to discipline yourself. Follow the rules. Don't cheat. Don't draw things that you don't understand or stuff like that. 30 gigabytes of videos and PDFs in total. Woo! And you just heard all this from the grapevine? Jeez. Alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna call that it. I could spend some time like reinforcing line weights and stuff, but we've had a fun stream today. We have quite a bit to do tomorrow. But I'm excited. You guys should be too. Hopefully. Should be. You have to be excited. Yeah, not our best, but it's all right. So, that being said, everybody, you bought? Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. Big baller. That's what you make a lot of money programming in C. Okay, guys. Had fun tonight. Books coming in tomorrow. We're gonna have some fun with that. Do some anatomy. This spider still kind of upsets me. Whatever. Wabi sabi, right? But yeah, my voice hurts. Thank you very much. We have, yeah, I keep saying it 100 times. We have some stuff we could improve on, but at the end of the day, we'll leave it be, right? If I had any major changes, I'll just shift the eyes left by changing this degree a bit. I like the contour here. And then making these larger and then extending the legs out this way. That would be my major changes. Didn't do the expensive one, yeah. 4 paid 70, that's very reasonable. Oh my gosh, I keep catching myself like itching my hand. So yeah, before my hand falls off, guys, we're gonna call it quits for today. So, yep. Stay tuned tomorrow. This is Jumping Spider. Save it. Ref. There we go. Oh, that's a B. Okay, interesting. Yeah, tomorrow 7:30 p.m. CST. I'm gonna go play Talos Principle and drink like a cup of milk to sate my very sore throat. Dang, wait, I ran out of milk today. Never mind. Yeah, so everybody have a B. Run, it's a B. No. So yeah, everyone have a wonderful night. I'm trying to think. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I always do. Yep, okay. Well, yeah, if you have any questions for me, guys, whether it's the math for the little project I'm working on, Drawbox or anything, leave in the comments. I try to be pretty deliberate and studious about those things. Thank you all for joining. It's been an awesome night, especially to the newer people, from Anatole to Kat, and Dazzling, even though you're here last stream. Thank you guys for joining, especially Delano. Shout out to Delano, everybody. And loving memory of Rise. We'll see Rise back one day. Mr. Mod Rise, that legend Rise. Okay. I forgot the book. I'm not going to do it today because, like, nah. We could do it actually tomorrow, probably. Yeah, for everyone who doesn't know, we have a little review book that we write down major, like, lessons learned and stuff. And yeah, we'll worry, like, this, it's nothing major. It's just, like, technical errors, you know? Yeah. Okay, cool. I suck at saying goodbye, so we're just gonna end it here. See you guys. What is the thing I usually say? Oh, yeah, like, that's it for now. Can't wait to see you guys tomorrow or something like that. How am I forgetting my own outro? Okay, whatever. See you guys.